Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new update of the markets from Crypto Michael. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe to the channel or follow me on Instagram or Twitter, where I'm also posting updates and anything related to trading and investing. And as discussed on Twitter, we're going to analyze some requests today. Beforehand, we're going to analyze Bitcoin and the markets, as I expect the markets to be fragile again and very uncertain, given that overall global corona fear is coming up again, through which it is hard to define which way the market is going to go. Is it comparable to the panic we had in March? I disagree on that point, as the panic in March is still something we've not witnessed ever before. But what we are going to witness in the coming months is most likely the third phase of the collapse of a potential market cycle, in which reality kicks in and the economic shock will be hit, or at least the first signs of them. Would it be bad for Bitcoin? That's hard to say. If the dollar is going to be weaker, I think Bitcoin and other currencies or other commodities like gold and silver will do well. But that's just hard to say, as Bitcoin will be going through the first potential crisis, and I still believe we're going to see one in the next years. So that's why I am in gold, silver, and Bitcoin, for instance. Funny part, there's already deflation in Europe going on. I saw some article earlier this morning in which Lagarde said that it will be continuing in the coming months. That's also the crucial point. You don't want to see it go on for longer than that. But alright, deflation would be substantially bad for the markets, especially if we are in an inflation-driven debt market as we are right now. First, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still acting in between levels, as we might see. We've been hovering around between 12 and 11k. Previously lost the 11k support level, which was very crucial to hold. And given that we've had a huge gap in the previous run-up, the levels the support levels downwards are relatively far down, through which we've also seen a huge drop down in the markets itself. Support is found at 10k. Untested level is still found around 9695. As you can see, if we lose 9695, I think I'll be looking at 8.5 to 8k for the potential support of the markets. But as you can see, we have got a range-bound structure, upper range, lower range, potential wick further down to close the CME gap, bounced from 10.4 as we've hit a 4-hour support level, which is fine. Resistance found, couldn't break through it, very likely that we're going to make another rally towards 10.8 and then lose this lower time frame support at 10.6 and start to test 10.2 to 10.4. So it's not the market to be relatively heavy into them, as it's still unclear which direction it will go. And given this rejection, we still make lower highs, as you can see. And given that we've been making lower highs and lower lows, it's very likely that after this structure, we're going to break this low and then we get towards 9.6 later on to hopefully confirm the end of this correction on the markets. So, based on several levels, it's quite clear that it might be that we're going to see further downwards movements. Everything is based around the securance of the 10.6 area. It's not unhealthy to reject at 10.9. If we lose 10.6, I think we're going to skip this whole level at 10.4 and then we're going to test these lows in these regions. Then the bullish divergence is also played out, as we know, but this is not looking too strong. If we want to see bullish continuation, I want to see a breaker above 10,850. If that happens, we can start targeting the liquidity above this high, through which we might be going towards 11.4. But right now it seems less clear that we're going to see that. but the upper resistance zone is quite clear. If we break 10.9, I think we will. If we lose 10.6, I think we are going to close the CME gap. If we get in these regions, I think I'll be looking for shorts in general. The coins that I want to discuss, first one is Swipe, given that we have been discussing this one previously, as we made a nice breaker up. Are we in the exact same bullishness as we have been in August? No, we are not. We are just in an accumulation range. And what is the definition of accumulation range? An accumulation range is just hitting a resistance zone. After that, we just continue to move sideways in a sideways accumulation range. So expecting markets to run from here with 300% while there is uncertainty on Bitcoin and other coins is just not the way you want to approach the markets right now. I think you would be very happy with 20 or 30% profit on a day trade, given the heavy drop down a market has seen previously. So what you see is that accumulation range on Swipe, heavy bull move up, heavy cycle down, and then we start to move sideways until we get into a new bull move, which frequently takes a very long period before it starts. You should be aware of the case that such a bull move only happens in a few weeks, and the sideways accumulation range or the corrective move of that a particular upwards move takes months. So in that case, we've seen that we've hit resistance. I've tweeted that as well, and I would not be unsurprised if we get towards the 130 area for a support test there. If we do hold this, we might be getting another move. We might be getting towards 225. Apologies. But overall, I would not be unsurprised if we get just a sideways range here in which we just bounce 20 to 30% on and off. Based on the smaller time frames, a smaller time frame support hit, which could mean that we're going to see, if we break up and Bitcoin strengthens a little bit, we might be seeing a lower high structure towards 175. Overall, if I base everything on the 4-hour time frame, I would assume that we're going to test the area around 130 before we are going to continue on this one. Then Icon also did some nice trends previously. Broke out of a downtrend in the beginning of this year, crashed heavily to test all the levels during the March panic, and since then we are grinding up. As you can see, we've got onto a support level, which is pretty much fine, but at this point it's quite unclear which way the market will go on a daily time frame. Obviously we are on an entry zone, the entry is gone, but what we can see is a bull move up, rejection of previous support level, in which we drop further down the road to test support, which we did, and now we've got another hurdle to come, so we might be getting further up towards the area around 48 cents based on the daily. If we do lose the 36 cent level for support, I would assume that we're going to see further corrective moves to potentially even around 28 to 25 cents. If we check the 4-hour time frame, what you want to see is a clear support hold off the area around 39 cents. If that holds, we might be looking at a continuation towards the level that I've just discussed, around 47 cents and potentially even 51 cents. If we do lose 39 cents, I think we're going to test lower below this level, and then first 35, but then mainly I'll go look for the areas around here. If we do get this bounce towards 48 cents, I think we're going to see another corrective move afterwards. As I just said, there is a longer sideways accumulation range going on before we start to show strength on the markets. And then finally, Dia mainly requested a lot as well. Did make a small move up, did not show too much strength. Also, the hacker used Dia yesterday. You want to see a double bottom structure, or you want to see a high low confirmed in this area from here. If we do hold around 130, which seems the case with Dia at this point, which would be nice for the markets in general if you are an investor on Dia, then after that The clear structure to break is the area around 185. If we do break 185, I assume we're going to see a further rally towards 215 to 233. If that happens, the support resistance flip around 185 is next. So first of all, you want to see support sustained at the area we see here, around 125 to 130. If we do see a move up, you will clearly want to break 185, and then we might see further rallies towards 233 to 240, and after that you're looking at 185. In that case, this whole move here is going to be deviation below the low. So that's the update for today. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of each other, and stay safe.